Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everybody. How we doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. We got a little bit of something to talk about today. I got a question for y'all. Because, usually my talking points or the things that I say, I don't like saying talking points. I typically will use some type of video clip, just like I'm about to do today, as the jumping point or use it as an illustration for the things that I'm going to say. Now, I'm not going to lie. I be watching panels. And it is always interesting when people talk and tell you they are the problem. I might start doing a couple more of them because every once in a while I do those. And I think the reason why I kind of steer clear a little bit of the panels is because I don't want people to think that I'm picking on individual people or that I got beef with people, because I don't got beef with anybody. But y'all do get on these panels talking crazy. And sometimes it's the dudes. The dudes be talking crazy too sometimes. I'm not even going to lie. It's not always the females. Because I watched the show, what was it, yesterday? And he was the whole problem. said pick on them because they be sounding wild. They do be wilding. And I'll be like, ooh wee. And as they be explaining what's what and how they think about things, it's like, oh, you part of the problem. Because you definitely not part of the solution. But that's the only thing. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. But that's the only thing with like picking out parts of a panel. I don't want people to think I got beef. Because I don't have beef. I really don't. But anyway, I agree. Discuss all dysfunctional thought processes. Yeah. Anyway, I got a clip that I want to show. Now, it took me a minute to find the full clip of an Instagram little clip that I received. Now, I'm going to show you the little Instagram clip, and then we're going to go to the full clip. It really is. It's an entirety. See, I want people to understand something very clearly. The pathology that we are experiencing and that many of us are witnessing, whether we witness it online or up close in our real lives and things of that nature, we be focusing on the women because the women's behavior be so in your face, right? The bad behavior is very blatant. It's very blatant. And so the women open themselves up to a lot of critique because their bad behavior is not quietly done. It's not a quiet or hidden thing. They have become very emboldened about it, and it is very blatant, and it's outrageous in a lot of senses and things of that nature. So the women get the focus because the craziness is kind of at an all-time high, and women openly do a lot of foolishness. However, I don't want people to lose the plot. This lack of spirituality that's rampant in our culture and in our society has negatively affected the men also. And when I say negatively affected, I don't mean just in a victimhood kind of way. I mean, they perpetuate a lot of foolishness themselves. But it looks different when men do it because they are not so blatant with a lot of different kind of foolishness. Their foolishness, you got to see their foolishness up close. You got to be in contact with them and be like, oh, this is what you got going on? Ooh. We don't like that. See, I need people to understand that the pathology is in its entirety. Nothing fails this. It's like a failed marriage. Nothing fails this catastrophically, and one group is 100% to blame and the other group 0%. When we have been inundated with the propaganda of feminism, that was designed to destroy both men and women, not just women. That is a destructive mindset that was aimed at the destruction of men too, using women as a medium in order to bring about such destruction to our family units, to our communities, and things of that nature. So I want people to really understand that this statement is also true. Our community is going to have to learn that critique is love. Constructive criticism, it has come out of a place of love. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to show y'all the clip that led me to go find the full interview. This is from Kendra G, and this is actually about a year old almost. Now listen real close.
You kind of remember my point. I just feel like we give so much flack to single moms, but not to the men who made them single moms. Like, I feel like the energy, if you're going to give the energy to women who have children and they're raising them by themselves and now they want to date, you have to give the energy to the man that put them in that position. Like, that's the part that I don't like, that's not balanced. Like, if anything, the father who decided to not raise his child should get all this negative attention, not the mother who's making it happen by whatever she's giving. And that's where I just think that that's unfair. Like, y'all should be men, because a lot of men scold the single moms. You should be scolding your gender, the men who do not take care of their responsibility and raise their children. And that would seem to me fair. Because if a woman's a single mom, it's because the guy's not there.
Exactly. We didn't choose this life. It chose us. Like, I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't want to be with the father of my kids anymore. That wasn't a choice. It just happened that way. And again, we're doing everything. I bust my ass to take care of my kids. Like, I grind. And so it just was very hurtful to see all of those comments about single mothers. And yes, like, why not give it to the men?
Now, I want y'all to make sure that you heard what you thought you heard. She just said that lady at the bottom, I do not like the way her mouth. You ever seen somebody whose mouth is positioned or they move their mouth in a way that you just do not like? It is just real horrific to me. But anyway, moving along from that, you heard what she said. It just happened that way. It wasn't a choice. I didn't wake up one day and say I wanted to be a single mother. Man, she's the baby mama. Now listen to what she said. This is the same interview. Listen.
Moments later.
It goes back to what you said. They're going to say these men will date you, but are they going to marry you? That's what they're going to say.
Oh, well, a man ain't never left me. I left them. My fiance that I was engaged to, I broke that off.
I'm going to let her finish, but you just heard the contradiction. She said it just happened that way, blah, blah, blah. Now she's talking about there was engagements and she left. Ain't no man never left her. You heard that, right? John, I'm going to let her finish.
A house together and everything. And I still cut it loose. Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I have money. I got my own money. I get my own bag. I don't got to deal with nobody's shit. So if you're treating me how I don't want to be treated, if you doing shit you ain't got no business doing in a relationship, we're done. And I don't got to stick around. A lot of women settle. I don't. I know my worth. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to know your worth and what you deserve. I do. So a man ain't never left me.
And on periods. And on periods. Ooh, and so you.
Now, that level of foolishness had me. I went to go and kind of see the whole clip because it was like, listen, her mouth, it's the way it is, and the fact that her lips is the exact same color as her face. That was irking me. That was like doing something to me. Because your lips should never be the same. Like, is they putting foundation on their mouth? I just want to know, is they putting like concealer and foundation on their mouth? Because why your lips the same color as the rest of your face? That's not normal. Or we used to call them boot mouth. Oh, boot mouth self. Now, okay, let me actually get down to it because that clip was crazy. That clip was crazy. Okay. She contradicted herself very quickly. And let me kind of break down the it takes two. The thing that single mothers seem to want to not understand. Okay. When you hear women say, well, it took two of us to make a child. There was, if for every single mother, there's a father out there of these children. Biologically, yes. Okay. Biologically, obviously, there is a man somewhere whose sperm, who gave you, who shot the club up, gave you his seed, and you produce a child out of that. Biologically, we get it, okay? It is two to tango when we talk about the sexual aspect of that, okay? But what baby mamas want to conveniently skip over is that it took two to have sex, but it only takes one to make all the decisions afterwards. And that is where the critique comes from. It's not a refutation of the biology. We get that part. We get the part where there was a man who shot the club up. Y'all had sex. It was no protection. He shot the club up. You got pregnant. Okay. We get that part of it. But those decisions that were made after the point that you realized you were pregnant, those were all unilateral decisions. And that's where the critique is at. That's where we're saying you chose to be a single mother. That's what we're saying. Because every choice after the point where you realize, wait, my period is late. Oh, wait, I'm pregnant. Let me take a pregnancy test. And you realize that you have become pregnant. Now, everything is up to you. Every decision, whether you decide to delete it, whether the only thing that you don't control is if you miscarry it. That you can't control. That's spontaneous. That's a biological thing. But if you decide to delete the child, that is an active conscious choice. And if you decide to go through the entire pregnancy to term and you birth that child, that is also a conscious choice. Especially if you do so with the knowledge and understanding that more likely than not, you were not in any kind of committed relationship with the biological father of this child. Many times, more often than not, you actually know that this man does not want a child or he doesn't want it with you. At some point, this man told you that he did not want a child, or he did not like for you to be pregnant. There are many cases where the man, for as much as we talk about baby deletions, it's plenty of men who have volunteered to pay for one of them. It's plenty of men that have volunteered. Give you the money. I will give you the money. How much does that procedure cost? Because whatever that procedure costs, I will give you the money. Here's the money. Go take care of it. Because I don't want a child. I was not in this to become a dad. Some of them go and get the deletion. Some of them don't. There are men who have paid for plan Bs. Go get you a plan B. Please. Because I don't want no child. And you have these children anyway. With these men that you were not in relationship with, that you were absolutely not married to, it was likely a situationship. It was likely some foolishness that went on, and therefore you are now pregnant in a situation that doesn't benefit you, the man, or the potential child to bring this child into the world. It doesn't benefit anybody. You do so for your own selfish reasons. Your own selfish reasons. I'm going to show you a video from my good sis. We're going to show you a video from my good sis, Just a Girl. Shout out to her. And we're going to hear, because she talks about this wanting children and not wanting marriage. See, trying to talk about the men are to blame for making the single mothers. The other part that a lot of these chicks don't like to talk about is why you had that baby. What's going on with you? This isn't all just about the man and all of that other stuff. A lot of y'all have children for very selfish reasons, and I've talked about this before, but we're going to let the sister cook.
I mean to tell me that it should just be okay to want children, but not to want marriage. That's insane. Like when you say it out loud, I want kids, but I don't want no husband. Like that, like just logically, who, like, does your children even matter? Like, you want a child for your own selfish reasons, but what about the family that your child, deserves? How are you risking your life to make such a huge commitment to give to a man, but you don't want marriage? Why not? This comment right here, this woman commented on my post telling me that I'm projecting and she never desired to be married, blah, 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 blah. So I asked her, do you have children? This is her response. My personal business is none of yours. But at the end of the day, marriage is not a priority for me, never has been. AKA, I got kids and I'm not married. My question again, if you don't want to have kids, then I ain't pressuring you to get married, but why not be married if you want kids? But soon as somebody challenge y'all and asks you, now you've proven my point. She got kids, but she never desired marriage. But why not? You know why? Because in our community, in the Black community, it is not a priority to be married. It is not encouraged to be married. People promote, and they always ask you all the time, when are you having kids? Nobody ever says when you're going to get married. Why are you not married yet? That is the norm. So many women are coming out and talking about like, well, that's not meant for everybody. Okay, but who says everybody is meant to be a mother? Because we clearly see half the women out here having children ain't qualified at all, but they still doing it.
Okay. Because the good sis is right. Y'all will make the biggest commitment, risk your health, a whole bunch of things change when you are pregnant. You don't know what kind of pregnancy you're going to have. You don't know if you're going to have an easy pregnancy, relatively speaking. You don't know if you're going to have a difficult pregnancy. You don't know if you're going to have a troubled pregnancy. Are you going to have to be bedridden? What kind of pregnancy-induced sickness are you going to have? All of those types of things. You don't know if the child is going to be special needs. You don't know. You don't know. You don't have a crystal ball for this. Yet, what you will do is you will get into whatever kind of situationship you getting into with whoever these men are. And you will lay down somewhere and have a whole baby come out of your body for a man that you are not committed to, and who, more importantly, has not committed to you. He don't like you. He don't want you. He can't stand you. you want about that morally and whether or not, you know what I'm saying, it's a morally good thing for the men to just be out here smashing everybody, that's a different conversation than the conversation about why are you not in commitment with these men, yet you make the biggest commitment to have a lifelong commitment to another human being, which is that child. And the majority of y'all are not good moms. Like y'all are not qualified to have children. Y'all think just because your womb work that you qualified to be a mom, and it's so many bad mothers, so many bad moms. And on top of the bad moms, it's so many moms that don't know what they're doing, having a horrible time with these children because all of y'all thinking about is the baby, like the little baby part. But that little baby that you rock and you dress it up and you think it's cute to get little baby Jordans and all this other kind of stuff, like that baby grow up and need guidance. That child grows up and needs you in so many different ways, and you don't have the tools. You are unprepared to give everything to that child. And then y'all will come back around and have more than one, which I'll never understand. And then y'all will swear to God that single motherhood is hard. No, it is not. Because y'all keep going back for seconds and thirds. I ain't never seen nobody complain about food that's nasty, but you study in the line getting a plate of it. Thought it was nasty. I thought that the food was nasty. So why are you back in line getting a plate of nasty food? I thought single motherhood was difficult for you guys to do. I thought it was difficult for you to be a single mother, work, take care of your children, do all of the heavy lifting by yourself, making sure that the children are good, all while you don't have any help. I thought that was difficult. Yet you guys will have one child with this guy, another child with that guy, another child with that guy. Like, what's wrong with y'all? So it's difficult for us to have sympathy about the quote unquote plight of single motherhood, but y'all not in no plight because y'all keep doing it. I'm going to show you just how crazy these kids are. And then we're also going to go back and check out old girl, because I just want y'all to hear the nonsense. Because this is the delusion that we're working with. She's not unique, unfortunately. And then I'm going to get to the super chats as well. But after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that's on the screen right now, as well as the rest of their personal care line, which is just as high quality as the body butter that you see. I have plenty of people in the chat that have purchased from Ash Kicking, and I have not heard one complaint yet, as it should be, because this is a wonderful company with wonderful products. If this is going to be the first order that you've ever made, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me go ahead and get to these super chats. Thank you so much, Bakish, for the super sticker, always showing love and support, and I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And thank you also, Too Tall. You're always showing support as well. Live stream. I do sometimes see when I go back and look at the videos that you've supported it as well and contributed. So thank you so very much, Too Tall. It is not going unnoticed. I said, when people show you who they are, believe them exactly. Thank you, Eugene said, just wait until those children get older. Let's see how these women treat them then. And thank you, Lord Sinister says, seriously, children are the privilege of husbands and wives. Exactly. And thank you, D. Cole said, Norma Guys Elaine, Pookie gives them tingles. Thank you so much for the contribution. Okay. We're going to get to old girl because her foolishness is ridiculous. But I want to also show you this. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna show you something.
My son has me boo-hoo crying. We go to Marshall's and the cashier asks us if we having a good holiday, and we like, yeah. And my son go say, yeah, even though my mom only got me 7 presents. Not knowing what the presents is that he got. Like, I spent a lot of money on him. I really did. One of his gifts being a PS5, but it's just like, knowing how hard I worked to like get everything that I did for him. And mind y'all, my son he's about to be 7, 2 days after Christmas, but like, I don't know if I'm like too sensitive for this world or what, but oh my God. That just, mind y'all, like, I'm the parent making stuff happen, making Christmas happen and stuff, and I get that he's only 7, but that just really hurt my feelings. Hear him say that to a stranger, like, my mom only got me 7 gifts, like, my back and my neck and my body, I'm a CNA, has been hurting for weeks to even be able to, work in nonstop, to be able to provide and get him what I did get him, and to hear him say that, oh fuck. I don't know if I'm like overreacting or what. I've never cried on the fucking internet, ever. I've never cried on the internet. But that really just hurt my feelings. That really just hurt my feelings. And I know he didn't mean it, but like, these kids don't know. They don't understand what we go through just to try to keep up. Oh God. Let me fix my face. I had to send him in the house just so I could cry. Get that shit out real quick. Oh, back to regular programming. Have to go in there, act like nothing happened. But yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that. And yeah. Okay.
And I was so happy that I got that one gift, but I didn't know what to do. Now, you're going to have to start showing your mother.
My son has me.
The reason why I wanted to show y'all that is because this is what happens when you don't have husbands and fathers. Fathers teach such valuable lessons about entitlement and about gratitude and about being thankful for the things that you have. Because had there been a husband around that was worth 2 dead flies, that boy would not have gotten away with saying that. And even if there was not a physical punishment from that, the way in which the man would have talked to the boy, the way in which a father would have talked to his son, about that whole situation would have been a lesson to would have been a lesson for that young man to remember. It would have been a lesson for him to remember. And depending upon the little boy's responses, it could have been a punishment behind it. It could have been, you know what, since you can't be grateful, we just take the presents back. And you get to sit and watch the Christmas tree blink for Christmas. Because I swear to God, that was our Christmas a lot of times. I ain't get no presents. We was too broke for that. Baby, Christmas Eve was spent, if you had a couple of snacks or something, and you as best is to sit in front of that tree, because they would turn the lights out and just had a tree going, and my mama had the kind of lights that would do a little Christmas song, you know what I'm saying? Ding, 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 and all that kind of stuff, and the little lights be going and stuff like that. You a little kid, you better find some joy. You better find some joy in them Christmas lights and them little tinkling and all that kind of stuff. Little ding, 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 ding. You better sing Jingle Bell. Okay? And sit up and watch, you better watch them little stop motion. I want you to sit there and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We're going to watch Frosty the Snowman. What else are we going to watch? You can watch the Christmas Carol. Okay, the little cartoon one, And yeah. And back when the California Raisins was singing and carrying on, you get up and dance about that. I ain't got no gift. And if you did get something, sometimes we were real broke. If you from Chicago, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're anybody from Chicago, your mama used to go to Cook Brothers and get your gifts. If you ever, I don't know who from Chicago in here that's old enough to remember Cook Brothers. I think Cook Brothers still is around. Cook Brothers, I think, is on Costner, I think, and like North Avenue or something like that. Right. Gumby, it'd be Christmas time. He had that little Christmas hat on. He'd be quote unquote skating through. You better watch Gumby in them. Listen, I love me some California Raisins. You understand? So it could have been some punishment, but the point is, this is the result of not having a home. A father in the home. This is the result of not having a father there to back you up and to teach those lessons. Listen, not the present was the Christmas spirit. Okay. And listen, that Christmas morning, you still didn't have no presents. She had done cooked what she had, and then you wake up that morning, she try to have it jovial, you know what I'm saying? She put on this Christmas, hang all the mistletoe. Hey, she play that loud, you better get on up. And you dance in your little pajamas or whatever. a console. You know what we had to do to get an Atari back when Ataris was something to get? Listen, you already know Cook Brothers, Zaya, and Ventures. Okay? But we gonna show this a little heifer here so you can see how foolish it is. We ain't gonna be here along with her.
Well, you've been here before.
I'm back, Kendra.
All new Kendra G singles dating app is available now.
Okay. You don't want him to have a 9 to 5 because he got to be able to travel when you can travel. You ain't no princess men. None of that. You're looking for a girl.
I'm looking for a spiritual, emotionally intelligent, generous man who knows who he is, knows how to treat a woman, knows how to communicate.
Now, mind you, she's standing there because she thinks she fine, y'all. You can't tell her she ain't fine. She already standing up. Kendra ain't asked for that Kendra cam.
Well-rounded as far as like financial aspects. It's just as long as he's ambitious and has his life together. I mean, I would say preferably over 100K because I make that, so I would want him to make at least what I make or more.
What are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers, liars, cheaters, down low men, very feminine men. We have a lot of those here in Atlanta. We have a lot of bad bitches and men that feel like they're the pillow princesses and they want you to chase them and buy them flowers and take them out on dates. I'm not dealing with any of that. And I want her to be taller than my son because my son is 17, he's 6'3". So I don't want my son to be able to little boy him.
Now, just what you just heard. The son is 6'3". She want her son that she already had, which is 17 years. So 17 years ago, you had another man's child. And that young man is 6'3". And now you want, he gotta be, cause I don't want no man, a little boy him. He's 6'3", and I don't want no pillow princess or nothing like that. He got to make at least 100K, because that's what I make. We're going to fast forward a little bit, though.
Time didn't permit. We had so much going on that show, but you were a clip that was going to be shown on the show, but we didn't get to your clip. But I ran into her at the live Mix and Mingle speed dating in Atlanta, and she told me in person she was coming back on the show to read y'all down. So what you want to say, princess?
Well, first of all, I want to say it was so nice meeting you. You're so beautiful in person. I love your energy. So I wanted to say that, and congratulations to all your success and everything you have going on. So I want to say that first.
Thank you. Okay, now she gave me my compliment. What you got to say to this?
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna clear that. Can I cuss on? Can I curse on?
Girl, you have to say what you got to say.
Okay. So it was a lot of negative feedback, which I understand. You know, I get the clickbait. I get that a lot of people are opinionated and they have, their opinions and a lot to say. But number one, y'all don't know me. That's number one. And I really don't, a lot of this stuff really didn't bother me because I know who I am as a woman and as a person, but I wanted to clear all of the talk about single mothers. That's what bothered me the most. And mainly because 70% of black households are raised by single mothers. Okay, 70%. And that's actually lower now. It used to be 80. So now we're down to 70. So majority of the people on there talking about single mothers, you're raised by a single mom, but you have so much to say about single mothers. And so let's talk about me as a single mother. Yes, I'm a single mom. I was a teen mom too. I had my son at 18, my daughter at 21. And let's talk about how I went from a teen mom to a successful realtor, which I said I was. A lot of people have.
So what you telling us is you was fast 2 times at 18 and you didn't have enough. Spent the block and got another child at 21. So you was fast at 18. Had a baby. Spent the block. Said that ain't enough. I got one baby daddy, but it's not enough. Not enough. So you went and got another baby daddy at 21. So your first child was 3. Then you went with a 3-year-old. You didn't go and try to work it out with the guy that you got the 3-year-old with. You went with a knee baby to another man, got hunched, got pregnant, and had that man baby. And now we supposed to focus on you being a bootleg real estate agent? And now you want a man to make $100K to do what? If you make the $100K, what he got to make it for?
A lot of misconceptions about that too, about what I do. I sell this, I sell that. The only thing I sell is houses. So fix your bad credit and come see me and get a home. That's the only thing I sell. That's number one. Okay.
You said you ain't got no damn good credit. Your credit score 400.
Okay. And I can help you fix it too. So I help with credit repair. So come I'll fix your credit and get you into a home. Again, that's the only thing I sell. Okay. So a teen mom to a successful realtor, I have sold 50 homes in real estate. And that's a lot to say about a black realtor in ATL because a lot of people are realtors and they're not successful. I've sold 50 homes. Okay. 50. I make good money. So I said that. Okay. And then let's talk about how I have my son. And that was a joke too, Kenya, because okay, I'm goofy. I'm very goofy. I'm sarcastic. I'm playful. I don't need my man to be as tall as my son. I mean, it would be ideal, but he does not have to be. And my son is not disrespectful, and he's not going to disrespect a man because they're not the same height. That was a joke. I made a joke, okay? Now, my son, let's talk about him being a D1 athlete that this single mother raised on her own. I'm a single mom. He's a D1 athlete. He has 35 scholarships, 35 to choose from. He's graduating this year. Okay, a teen mom, I did that. And then both of my children, my daughter is 16, they both have a 3.0 GPA. So let's talk about that as a single mom. Okay, let's talk about how I have a beautiful home, 4-bedroom on a basement. I drive a Mercedes. My home is peaceful. So y'all want to talk about all these single moms and single mothers can't have standards. Baby, yes, I can have standards because I am the standard. I set the bar. Y'all try to plug me. I'm very intelligent. I have a bachelor's degree in education. I'm spiritual. I'm healed. My life is peaceful. I'm funny. I'm goofy. And I love to travel. I pay for my own travel. If I'm in a relationship, yes, the men in the past have paid for my trips, but me on my own, I pay for my own trips. I just went to Ghana 2 weeks ago. I stayed over there for 2 weeks, and I went to.
The bird babble is insane. Everything that she's saying, I don't know if, let me tell y'all women something. None of that means anything. I know that hurts y'all ego. That hurts y'all ego because y'all build y'all whole identity based on the so-called achievements that you have quote unquote made. That those things become their identities. But none of those things mean anything. Because everything that you said literally has nothing to do with how you show up in a relationship. As a matter of fact, because you said everything except what kind of woman you were, what kind of person you were, what kind of friend are you, what kind of daughter are you, a spiritual. You said everything but what kind of value you have as a human being. Literally tells us that you cannot maintain a healthy relationship. The men in the past have paid for me, and where are they? Including the two that you had 2 children for. You had to make something happen because it's either sink or swim when you have children. And since you were so fast and you had them so young, you had to make something jump. But you're skipping over the help that you got. Who helped you? Who watched them kids while you went to go to school? Who gave you money when you didn't have no money? Who let you stay when you didn't have nowhere to stay? Who helped you get on your feet when I know you needed, there was a time where you needed to get on your feet? Who gave you your first jobs? Who gave you guidance to go? Which man gave you some kind of guidance? Say, go get you a real estate license or go. That's the part you're not saying. How many men tried to give you some type of instruction and you didn't take it? Or you only took a little bit for your whatever you thought you should benefit from, and then you didn't want the rest of his system, order, and structure. And you want to talk about all of the achievements, quote unquote, that your children have. Now, had they not been all of that, she would have been up here blaming their quote unquote absent fathers for how bad they is. If the son was in and out of jail, if the daughter was a whore, then she would have been talking about, what was I supposed to do? I did my best, and the daddy wasn't around, and he didn't help me. All that fast talking, all that standing up in the camera trying to show off your little body, because that's all that you have that a man would be interested in. And you are on Kendra G for at least the second or third time. And from what Kendra said, you showed up at one of the in-person events as well. The fact that you wanted to come back to talk crap to the comment section because the comment section peep game about how ridiculous you are and how much of a bird you are. Now you want to come back and give them a piece of your mind, and you talk a mile a minute and you talk smart, and a man is supposed to see that and do what with that? A man that's about his business, a man that's got things going on and that has good sense, looks at your presentation and does what with it? I'm gonna tell you what he do. he snarl his nose and go, ugh, because he's looking at his future. He's thinking about the network that he has built. He's thinking about his colleagues. He's thinking about the places that he wants to go, the rooms that he wants to get into that maybe he isn't in right now. He thinks about the place that he sees his life going, and he think about how you gonna ruin it all with that big stupid mouth of yours. And being loudmouth and being a smart aleck. That's what he thinking about. How he can't take you nowhere. About how you would ruin a good dinner. How he wouldn't be able to take you nowhere to sweeten no deal. You would ruin, your mouth would ruin an otherwise profitable conversation that he was having. You wouldn't be able to get along with his colleagues' wives. You can't get along with the friend group. Anytime a man boys don't like you, and I'm talking about his real friends, not just any old bodies. I'm talking about like the men that he regard as his brothers. And none of them men like you. And by the way, that wasn't no dang on joke that I was just joking. He need to be taller than. No, you have a son, husband. You rely on your son's masculinity to get you through. And you like your son's aesthetic. He probably looks like his father. And you want that man again. So it wasn't a joke. Because if that boy tall, his father is likely tall. A little bit more for the road. Mind you, Kendra likes her. Have you peeped that? Kendra likes her. Kendra gets along with her. This is why I be talking about, I don't know why people is surprised when Kendra say certain stuff. Because since when has Kendra been a lioness?
Italy and Morocco. So that's why I said I want a man who has a flexible schedule like me, because I love to travel. A man, if you have a job, and let's talk about this, because I did not knock anybody with a 9-to-5. If you have a 9-to-5, that's amazing. You should. Everybody needs to work. I'm not knocking that. Why would I knock somebody working? I just said, you asked me my preferences. I said I would like a man who's an entrepreneur, because I know he has a flexible schedule. When I take vacation, some days I go 3 to 4 days. That's on the weekend. But some days I like to go. Sometimes I like to go 2 to 3 weeks at a time. People with jobs, they don't have that flexibility. But I'm not knocking your 9-to-5. I'm just talking about me and what I like.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I will want to say is, and I host the show, so I definitely hear all the comments about single moms. Only thing that I will say, if a mother is single, that means the father is not doing their part. Like, we give all the lack to single moms, but how come we don't focus on the fact that, well, I don't know, you tell me this, because maybe this will educate me. Do your children's dads, are they participating?
I only have one.
Okay. Does he participate?
When he wants to, but I am the sole provider for my children of my household, and I'm not looking for a man to come in and parent or father or take care of my kids. It's already done. My kids are 16 and 17. My son graduates this year. So why would I be looking for a man to take care of my kids? And I don't want any more kids.
A lie. Lie. Did you hear the lie? Did you catch her lie? Did she or did she not earlier say that she had a child at 18 and then another one at 21, or me? Or is it me? Did she or did she not say that she had a child at 18 and then another one at 21? So how your kids 16 and 17? They're not a year apart, Goomba. They're not a year apart. They're 3 years apart. And we supposed to believe they are from one man? Let's just say, for instance, it was one man. So you had 2 children and you are not with him, but you want him because you want that boy's daddy, because you like how your son turned out. He must have turned out look like that man, so you want him. Talking about you was engaged. The lies, y'all. The lies. And the lies don't make them look good or sound good. They be sitting up here telling these bald head lies. But the lies don't help. The lies do not help them look no good. The lies make them look stupid.
So that was another thing. Oh, she's looking for somebody to take care of her kids. My kids are grown. They're about to graduate.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you kind of remember my point. I just feel like we get so much flack to single moms, but not to the men who made them single moms. Oh. Like, I feel like the energy, if you're going to give the energy to women who have children and they're raising them by themselves and now they want to date, you have to give the energy to the man that put them in that position. Like, that's the part that I don't like, that's not balanced. Like, if anything, the father who decided to not raise his child should give.
Mind you that you are watching how hyenas trauma bond in real time. Please understand that you are watching hyenas trauma bond. Now, Kendra ain't got no kids. Let that marinate. Kendra doesn't have any children. So she's not experienced. This is not a lived experience for her. She doesn't have a man that wasn't around with the kids that she raised. She doesn't have any children. And she grew up in a 2-parent home.
It's all this negative attention, not the mother who's making it happen by whatever she's giving. And that's where I just think that that's unfair. Like, y'all should be men, because a lot of men scold the single moms. You should be scolding your gender, the men who do not take care of their responsibility and raise their children. And that would seem to me fair, because if a woman's a single mom, it's because the guy's not there.
Exactly. We didn't choose this life. It chose us. Like, I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't want to be with the kids, the father of my kids anymore. That wasn't a choice. It just happened that way. And again, we're doing everything. I bust my ass to take care of my kids. Like, I grind. And so it just was very hurtful to see all of those comments about single mothers. And yes, like, why not give it to the men? You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Now, let's talk about a couple things. I think what happens is, so I host the show, right? And this is 5 years of hosting the show. I do not claim to be a guru or relationship expert, but I'm a journalist. And I've been talking to single people for 5 years, more than 15,000 single people. So you learn a lot after having all those conversations. One of the things I think is the statistics on the amount of men that fit the description of what you asked for, right? So because you asked for a certain height, a certain tax bracket, that man, and I don't think women know, there's so many women that kind of want that man, right? Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of the pushback was, why would this man choose you when he has 10,000 options around the world? And that's where it gets kind of tricky. So do you stay with your salary requirement? It was 100K, right? Or more?
I said that was the minimum. I said at least. And then, but then you did ask me, you was like, would you go down to 75K? I said, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want to get married? Is that the goal?
I do. I would like a partner. It doesn't necessarily have to have be a marriage. Like, I would like a partner.
Partners is red flags. Anytime you hear a chick denounce marriage for partner, you know you got a hyena. She doesn't want the moniker of wife. She doesn't want to be a wife. Here's the thing. This was one of the points that I was making when I did that video about the pop the balloon, and the young lady was giving the correct answers, and people was like, no, she being a chameleon, this, that, and the third. Listen, let me tell y'all something. In 2025, these women are not trying to cosplay as wives. They don't want to be wives. They're not trying to be wives to y'all. So they have no reason to try to act like a lioness. They don't want to be lionesses. They're very proud to not be. They want men with them, but they don't want to be wives, and they don't want husbands. They want partners, and they want a guy to trick off on them. That is what they want. They want men to come around, give them some masculine energy, give them some sex, give them money, and take their attitude. That is what they want. And when they get tired of him, they want to be able to cleanly break from him. If he got any money, they want to be able to take some of that with them and go ahead to someone else. That is what they want. They do not want to be wives. They do not want husbands. They don't want the structure of a marriage. They don't want that. They don't like that. They are rebelling against the Most High. They do not like it. And they don't want it. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, you would have been on point with they just trying to be, but they openly say, we don't want to be married. We don't like marriage, and marriage is not the end goal. It's better to be single. What they mean is we want men on our terms only. We want them around when we want them around. We want them to do stuff that we want them to do. But all of that order, and he trying to be the man of the house, and he trying to be the authority, and all, like we not trying to hear none of that, because that's not what we on. We don't like that. That is why they denounce husband, wife, because they know what that means, and they know what they're saying. And they say, I want a partner. That's different. Partner indicates more of a transactional situation where two people get into it. You get what you want. I get what I want. When we done with each other, we break apart. That is a partnership, like a business. Marriages is a covenant. They're talking about they want the contract. Wives want the covenant. We know what that means. This is why when you talk to women who are wives and who are wife material, they don't say partner. They say, I want a husband. I want to be a wife. You have to listen to the language. A little bit more, and then we'll be done.
Okay. And are those things non-negotiables? If he can't travel as you travel,
yeah, is that because my kids, again, they're about to graduate, and I'm about to be an empty nester, and I plan on doing a lot of traveling. And so I don't want my partner to be in a position where he can't go with me or he feels some type of way, because that's what I desire. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So yeah, so you have to be able to travel.
Thanks.
Okay. And you don't mind if he has kids?
No, I want him to have kids because I'm not having any more kids.
Okay. Did you have a height requirement? I can't remember.
She's not even going to have any more children for this other man. She had her too. Y'all hearing this?
Well, I said tall. I'm 5'9". I'm not average height for a woman. I'm really tall. So I would like for him to at least be taller than me. He doesn't have to be 6'4", but at least be taller than me.
Okay. And you're in Atlanta. Do you want him to be in Atlanta?
No, I prefer not. Please don't be.
Don't be in Atlanta.
Please, I cannot stand Atlanta men.
Okay, she cannot stand Atlanta men. All right, so we've kind of just hit, I know you want to come back to clear and defend yourself, and I always want to give everybody the opportunity to do that. So did anybody reach out, or was it just all people saying you're not going to find this guy?
It was some people that reached out, or not my type. And then it was a lot of people in the comments, like your cousins. They really have the nerve. Like, it's a lot of people in your comments that I would leave on red. You'll be sitting in my inbox, okay? Like, honestly, like, I'm just gonna be for real. Like, my inbox looks like the food stamp line downtown Atlanta, and you would be, the majority of y'all on there will be sitting in my inbox on red. Like, let's be for real. Like, so much negative, nasty stuff to say, and it's like, you don't even have a chance. You're not even in my league. Stay in your lane. Like,
not Marlon Brando. No, I wish I could do a good what's the word? You know, I wish I could do a good impression of the Godfather, because I keep thinking about that scene, the opening scene where he talking to the guy and the guy want him to get the guys that beat up his daughter and all that kind of stuff. Like, now she got 2 cotton balls stuck down. Ooh wee! The way her mouth is cause she's sitting there holding it like that, and it's getting on my nerve for real.
oh, and while we're talking about that, I want to clear this guy. He was on your show before. His name is Jamal. His Instagram is IAMMACMAAL. He's from Chicago. He was on here before. He's a 45-year-old barber with a whole bunch of kids, babies and stuff. And he made a comment on the post that was like, yeah, I met her before, she's slow. Baby, you've never met me. You were in my DMs begging me to come to Chicago.
Mind you, the guy that she talking about was just on a panel. Anyway.
And I blocked you because
What is he? What is it?
He's a 45-year-old barber in Chicago.
Wait, I think
you never talk about he met me and I'm slow. He in his comments he said, yeah, I met her, she's slow. You're
35. So he DM'd you though. So wait, how did y'all meet before the show?
I go back and forth to Chicago, so we have.
And what was he saying?
Bye, Goofy.
I mess everybody's name up, so it's my karma because I mess everybody's name up. But it's
the type of woman that I am, and I was engaged to him in my 20s, and that was a time where I could help build a man. Like, he worked in a warehouse, and I told him, go get your CDLs, okay, so you can drive trucks, and he did that. He now owns and operates 3 18-wheelers. Like that, I'm that kind of woman, but not anymore. I'm 35. I'm not helping build. I want you to come like already there, because that's where I'm at, like in my career. So meet me where I'm at. That's all I asked. I didn't ask for anything above and beyond. I know you have a lot of delusional women on your show, and that's why you ask questions like, hey, have you ever dealt with this type of man before, stuff like that? And yes, I have. These are the type of men that I deal with.
So why they don't want you? if you're dealing currently with the kind of men that check the boxes that you're on Kendra G to check, why are you not with these men? Because you're not worthy? You either don't know these men or you're not worthy of these men. And she probably do know a couple of those types of men. It don't always be that they don't have any networking with the types of men that they want. You especially when you talk about women who are in a professional setting, they usually are in contact with men that they would love to be with, but they are not worthy of the men. The men don't want them. This is what has happened to the Claudia Jordans, the Ebony K. Williamses, the Melissa Fords. This is what happens to all of those women. They are in the room with the men. They rub shoulders with the men that they want, the men that would be, quote unquote, on their level and things of that nature. They are around these men. They are in the proximity of these men, but the men don't want them. This is even true of Kendra G herself. She's rubbed shoulders with plenty of men, plenty of rich men, plenty of famous men, plenty of celebrity men, plenty of businessmen, plenty. And at this point, Kendra G got plenty money. So she's around these men with money, but don't nobody want her. She was with the last man she was with, allegedly is a Nigerian scammer, allegedly, which is why she's not with him no more. I don't know what exactly transpired, the reason why she's not with him anymore, but apparently, allegedly, he was some type of Nigerian scammer, and so therefore she's not in a relationship with him. But these women rub shoulders with these men all the time, and they can't be with those men because they may be able to go and get the money, they may be able to go and get the bag. I'm talking about the women, but they don't have the character, because many times when Black women are able to go and get the bag, they are many times unable to maintain a feminine countenance. They utilize the masculine traits that it takes to go get the bag, but they don't know how to turn it off. They don't turn it off. They're a boss chick everywhere, and you can't do that. If you're gonna be the type of woman to go and get the bag, you are going to have to have masculine energy, because masculine energy is a working energy. I'm really not knocking it. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. There are women who just can do that, and they go work whatever kind of work that they go do, and they go get money, and that's fine. But you gotta turn that off. You can't be a boss chick to the man that you want to come into your life and be solid and be stable and be a leader and have all of these super masculine qualities. You're going to have to turn that off. You're going to have to stop. You can have that go-getter masculine energy over there. That's fine. But when you come over here with the man, you're going to have to, and even when you're doing the whole boss chick thing, you got to do that. Even though you're utilizing masculine energy to do it, you have to mask it with your feminine energy. A lot of people are not going to get that part. You got to mask it with your feminine energy. Like, it has to have a feminine edge to it. It can't be completely, like, it can't present completely masculine. It has to have that feminine soft to undergird it. Interestingly enough, men actually respect that more. if she's got the energy to go get money, which is typically a masculine energy, but she maintains her feminine softness to undergird it, actually men like that. Because it shows them she's still feminine. She's still feminine. She doesn't think she's a man. She doesn't think she's a man. She's a woman. She just happened to be successful doing X, Y, and Z, which is fine. But we done with her bird babble. Let me get to the rest of these super chats. HVAC said, who cares if he's 6'3"? Can he fight? Let's see that. I don't mind chopping down trees. I'm 6 foot. Thank you, classy young man. Said, if these things meant anything, why is she on Kendra G show? And she's around these men with money, still not chosen. Exactly. Thank you, Pharaoh said, Stankery Central got a search warrant for her. She is why I prefer the India RE type of females. Thank you again, HVAC said, why do they think we want single mothers despite being raised by one? In 2026, we're not dealing with single mothers, period. I put that on 10. Thank you, Hebrew, for your contribution. Thank you again. Pharaoh says she might be a transformer. No, she a female. Thank you, HVAC said, as a single man, I don't care what the situation was. I don't care for them kids. Look at what happened to Deontay Wilder. You need to do a live on that. Deontay, you talked about the guy that does the Grits and Eggs podcast, the light-skinned guy. Is that who y'all talking about? That name familiar. Is that guy? What happened to him? Thank you, Southside. So on the day of my daughter's wedding. Right. Thank you, Red Sigma said Blackistan is too much for me. And thank you again, Pharaoh said she looked like Rick James from Hollywood Stories. I appreciate everybody. The boxer. Deontay Wilder, the boxer. Oh, that's Deontay Cow. Okay, so I got the Deontay's mixed up. I knew I wasn't that off. Okay, so you talking about the guy that came out and said that he was ready to give like his stepchildren, like put them on the wheel and blah 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 blah, and then they ended up telling him that he not their daddy and something like that. I didn't really get into it, but I kind of heard something about it. Is that what y'all talking about? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I'll take a look at that as well. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.